video, which is going to be a get ready with me yet again. We've been loving these get ready videos on like with me whilst I'm on holiday, so we're going to do another one today. So we're starting with our Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know if there's much left. I've used the entirety of it on this holiday, so we're scraping the bottom today. We have had a really chill day today because we've had a really chill day today because yesterday we went to a place called Samaria Gorge, and it's basically the longest hike of my life. It was such a tough walk to go on. It was 18 kilometers and it was literally just like straight down, all downhill. It was fully downhill with like so many rocks. It was crazy. It took us I think 8 hours in total to do the whole thing, which is crazy really, because like it was a long day. So I'm just gonna be priming my eyelashes with this eyelash primer. But yeah, it was such a long walk. It was a really nice day with some really gorgeous views. It got to a point though where I needed to like not talk. Like it got so like I was so struggling. It was so hard at some points. Like you think going downhill it's going to be easy, but it just was not easy at all. It was such a hard walk to do, and like it was so mentally challenging as well. I was saying to Ben before, we've fully vlogged it, so we'll put the vlog out soon, but the it got to like 6 kilometers in the walk, and I was like, I genuinely don't know if I can actually like complete the walk. So what I ended up doing was I ended up saying to Ben, so what was happening was we were getting like pushed by people like overtaking us. Like we thought we were quite fit, like we do a lot of like walking, but apparently not. And like people were walking right behind us and they were like trying to get past us, but because it was such narrow paths you couldn't get past, so people were trying to overtake us, and it was making me like stressed and like panicky, so my heart was like beating really fast. But obviously we were doing quite a lot of fitness as well, so my heart was like really struggling. And then so I just ended up saying to Ben, and Ben was walking in front of me and he was like walking off from me because he's a lot fitter than me. So I was like, Ben, like you're gonna have to slow down, like, and it was stressing me out because I was just kind of getting left behind. So we worked out a system where if he walked behind me, like I wasn't getting stressed about being left behind. So it actually made it so much easier and like more like able for me to do because he was walking behind me, so I wasn't feeling like the pressure. Like don't get me wrong, we were still getting absolutely like well overtaken by like people like nearly 3 times our age. Like some of these people that were doing this walk were like 70, 80, and they were flying past us. And I think like the thing that we learned by the end of it was that it was actually a really tough walk. Like it was really tough walk, but it wasn't like as physically tough. It was physically tough, but it wasn't like the physical aspect of it. It was more like you needed to have skill about where to place your foot. Like it was like mental. Like it was like, because it was all just rocks and it was all crumbling, you had to kind of know which rocks to put your feet on, because we were on the coach beforehand and we had a tour guide with us. She didn't walk with us, but she kind of said we have to kind of meet her at the end because they have to make sure that everybody gets out. And she said to us before, she was like, make sure you don't stand on like the dark shiny rocks because they're wet, so if they're wet they're going to be more slippy, which is so true. We were walking on the wall, and like when we first started Like, I didn't really know what she was talking about. I was like, what do you mean? And then like as like he was stepping on the rocks, the black rocks had like dust on them, so the dust kind of like makes your foot just right off them. So it was so hard. Luckily I actually didn't fall. Like, I fall all the time, like I'm a very clumsy person, but on this walk I actually didn't fall once. We've seen so many people fall. I actually sat on a we had a rest stop, and we were sat under like a blackberry tree, and I sat on a blackberry, and it stained my top and my pants, so that was so like awkward, but I didn't actually fall, so I had no marks on me, which was good. I think Ben had a few slips, which was like quite surprising, because Ben's quite good at these kind of things, but again, it wasn't like based off fitness and like practicality. It was literally just based of like trail, like specific trail experience. So I guess all these people, I think a lot of people come to Crete and to do like a lot of hiking trails. I think people come like to spend like the summer here or a couple of months here and do all the like hikes and hills of the country. It's not country, like the island. So like, it's quite a common thing, so I think a lot of people are actually really experienced, and I didn't know that going into it, but I think when I left I kind of realised that you actually do have to have experience. And I think by the end of it, like when we first got there and we were walking down this slope, it was so scary. It was literally just rock after rock after rock, and like you put your foot anywhere, the rocks just slide down. So, and like if you fall, you just fall down this like hill, so it's quite scary, but we did actually get quite used to it. But the lady on the coach, she was saying that she was like, make sure you can do it, like you need the correct walking shoes, you need everything to kind of like, you have to be able to do it. And if you can't do the first like 4 kilometers, I think the people like who are in charge of the gorge, they will say to you, look, if you can't do it, you can't partake in the rest of the trail, because you're just not going to finish it. But we only finished with 1 hour to spare. Like, we were walking like quite fast for some of it. Like, you can't walk fast, because you have to like pay attention to your feet and your footing. But we were walking as fast as you can possibly do safely, without like being crazy. Like, some people were running down this like hill, like I mean like sprinting. They must be like one of the fittest people in the world to be able to do that. Like, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. So I've kind of got a bit off track, so I'm gonna go on to my eyebrows now. So I'm gonna use my Benefit collection here. I've got my number 2. They're all numbered. I don't like, this is number 2, so this is the eyebrow pencil. I don't know what number this is. I think this is number 3, which is the like colour eyebrow thing. And then I've got my 24 brow setter. I really like this, but I think I am due a change, to be honest. And so I'm going to start by brushing them up like so. But yeah, it was such a tough day yesterday mentally. I think we left at 7:10 in the morning, and we literally didn't get back to the hotel till I think it was 10:30 at night. So we actually missed tea, so we didn't get any food at the hotel. The only thing we had to eat yesterday between us was we shared 2 breakfast bars, and after we shared the 2 breakfast bars, we had a packet of like cashew nuts, and that was it. That's all we ate between us for the whole day, because there was just no food available. We got 2 Coke Zeros at the end of the walk from this shop, and it cost us €11.50 I think it was actually, for 2 bottles of Coke. It was ridiculous, but we needed a drink. But the other good thing was, whilst you're walking down, because it is a gorge, you can like the Samari Gorge fills all the bottles. So all the bottles that this hotel provides, which is like an hour and whatever away from they're good. It provides all the water for the island, so all the water you actually drink is actually what they put into the bottles, which is really cool. But when you're on the island, as you walk in like down the hills and like all the way down the route and the path, they have like little, like literally where the river just flows into these like things, and it like just pours the water out. It's so cool, but you actually really do need a drink. Like it was exhausting. Brush these up. I feel like eyebrows is the one thing like that nobody seems to do on camera. I feel like, I'll just untie this. I feel like whenever I see an eyebrow, like a makeup tutorial, every single person that I watch just seems to like cut out how they do the eyebrows, and they're like, oh, I'm not very good at doing it on camera, so I'm just gonna jump to the next bit. But how am I meant to learn how to do eyebrows? So I feel like you just have to make it, brush this eyebrow up. Make it work for you, don't you? And then we are gonna move on to concealer. NARS concealer. I do love NARS concealer. I started with NARS, so I started doing my makeup by going to the Body Shop and getting like my makeup done by like, it wasn't a professional, it was just a lady that worked into the shop, and my mum and dad went in and were like, look, she needs some help on how to do natural makeup that like isn't crazy, and just establish like the foundations of things and like show me what the products were. So she actually showed me what the products were and like how to use them, so my face wasn't orange, which I think I had a problem with at the time. And then she showed me that, so I got a load of the Body Shop products from there, and then I went to the Trafford Centre and we went to the Selfridges shop, and we went to lots of different counters, you know, just to look at like the foundations. But I'd heard a lot about NARS because when we went at the time, it was quite like a trendy thing to have. It was like trending, if you like. I think it was the full coverage foundation that was like the new product at the time. So that was the thing that was most popular. So I went up to the lady and we like had a chat with her, and we're like, we want like a natural foundation. And she showed me this, I don't actually know what it's called now. It's Sheer Glow foundation. There you go, this is it. And she basically, the thing that I think was so interesting at the time, because it was always like put it on with brushes or whatever, but this one she said to put on with your fingers. And with NARS products, she says they're much better to apply with your fingers, because what happens is it warms, like you warm it up with your fingers, and then you add it to your face, and that helps it like melt into your skin a lot more, which I just thought was really interesting. And that's why I really like the products, because I found when I was doing it myself that that you actually like notice a difference by applying it with your fingers. Like it like sits on your face a bit better. But the other downside to that is I do feel like if you apply it with your fingers, and like I feel like you can just as easily wipe it off. So I'm just gonna apply my blush. Just apply quite a lot, little taps. Just like that. Then we're going to use this palette. It's L'Oreal La Vie en Glow. This one. Love this palette. I think it's great. I've had it for maybe 5 years. Maybe more. I actually have had this for 5 years. So I got this before me and Ben were even together, which was ages ago. So I think it was about 6 years. This may even be 7 years old. I don't actually know if it has an expiry date. I should probably check for that. it's all rubbed off, so I can't even tell. Add in the bronze glow because we are on my Holly Jollies. We're going to add a little bit of blush. Then we're going to use my highlighter brush to add a tiny little bit of highlighter. And then I feel like my lips are still struggling from when we went yesterday. So I'm going to just apply my lip balm. I actually love this lip balm because it's really good. You know, on the Yucca app. If you've not heard of the Yucca app, it basically like just says about like chemicals and like stuff. It tells you like what chemicals, but this is actually rated, this one, Burt's Bees. It's rated really highly and I really like it. I already kind of had it and I just scanned it and it was like it's good. So if it says it's good on there and I like it, then it's good, do you know what I mean? So we're going to stick with that. And that is me all done. So thank you so much for watching today's live video, and we will see you in another video. So bye.